All right, I will try my best to make sure that I'm not stopping or coming in between your lunches. I'm Sudipta, good afternoon, and thank you so much for the group to, have such a wonderful, forum where we are discussing right from somebody from a global perspective to, Mumbai schools and all of it. Some great insights from Rishi and his panel group. We have a short time, so I will not, take too much time thanking everyone, but it is for all of us this question: what does a sustainable and desirable future mean to you personally and in the context of your work? Maybe you can start with a little bit of your introduction and then take up the question.
Hi, thank you so much for the question. This is Chinu Kawatra, and we have been cleaning beaches in Bombay since last 7.5 years. We have saved more than 4,000 tons of garbage till date. We have our own ashram, we have our own school. For me, the future is only there when you are sustainable. And when we talk about sustainable, we are talking about everything but not environment. And that's the reason I'm here to voice out that we need more corporates to think about environment, allocate their budgets to the environment. Because if there is no environment, there are no children, there are no education, there is nothing in this world. So we need more people to join hands and make our country a best one into recycling, because we travel abroad and we have seen a lot of recycling and a lot of plastic have been used there. But in our country, a lot of plastic has been used, but recycling is less. Now we have to come to that sector. And honestly, for me, the future is only where when I am sustainable. So that's the point I can make it here.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Hi, thanks, Sudipta. I'm Chirag Bhandari. I'm founder Ennoble Social Innovation Foundation. We specialize in making government schools lovable, making them absolutely inspiring for students to go in and get educated. The desirable future that we are working on is all the students in India, all the young population that we have, the young muscle that we have, they become empowered through education and they become employable. That is what we are working on. Ennoble is transforming schools across India. From Ladakh to Kerala, we have transformed schools. And in our education, we're trying to weave in sustainability as a central part of education, like through various exercises, activities that we do in the schools, through sometimes employee volunteering activities also. Sustainability is a central theme. Like in our schools, we have vegetable gardens, medicinal gardens, you would have Miyawaki forest. A whole lot of things is being done to get students connected with the environment and to really think sustainability from very early on. So, and we'll share more about this in future.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So you, in a way, added both the green environment and the education together. That's nice. Ritika, what about?
So I'm Ritika. I've founded the Ashoka Tree. We work in the education space. So I think, love to see a world where education and health is available for every child across India. This is something that we take for granted in the world we live in, all of us who live here today. So we're looking at equal rights to read, equal rights to play, equal rights to live, in a world where education is not just about academics, but also about empathy and responsibility for where we live.
Hello everyone, I am Neetu Jain and chairperson for Global Cool Green City Foundation. I am wearing hat of Panache Green Solutions Private Limited as a founder and educator for Cool Roof Rating Council, US, and a chairperson for IGPC Baroda chapter. So climate environment is my passion, and with the vision exactly to create cool green cities, I have wear all these hats. And for me exactly sustainability, development, economic growth and environmental responsibility go hand in hand. So it's not like we have to think after, but like it's a integral part of whatever we do. We innovate, grow and create. So another 2 points that I want to put is like, one is sustainable performance play a very important role. So whatever we do, sustainable performance is very important. Since I'm from building industry, I'll just give an example. Recently, cool roof policy has been released by Telangana government. So once the policy is released, very low cost products are there. They will say that this is a green product, but that gets washed out into 6 months or 1 year. Another is one very premium system is there, so that has life of almost 8 years. So obviously the product with 8 years is a sustainable product. So that way we have to see. Another is like we have to see the root cause of the issues that are created. We are doing like, we are just like you're washing out and cleaning the ocean. So why not to work at the root cause? It should not be created, mess should not be created. So that is very important. Like Ganga ko मैली कर दिया, फिर उसको साफ कर रहे. So we have to target like root cause में ही issues create ना हो. For example, development is a part of our GDP. सो डेवलपमेंट के लिए इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बनाना पड़ेगा, बट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ऐसा हो जो ज़्यादा हीट अप ना हो और सिटी को हीट अप ना करे.
Perfect. Vikas?
So coming to the point what Neetu has just said, मेरा अपना take यही है कि the जियो और जीने दो. So live sustainable and live other living being to live in this planet also. So this is my take. So from it.
Perfect. Because now that you have the mic with you, I just wanted to check with, you are in Chambal Fertilizers.
Yeah, I'm
and-
Vikas Bhatia. I'm heading the CSR. In fact, I have worked in the space of CSR for last 24 years. Recently, I have moved to Corporate Affairs Department. So I'm heading the Corporate Affairs Department of Chambal Fertilizer. But I am having a,
Right.
our organizations have worked in all dimension of CSR activities almost 5 years back. So it's a Birla group. So Tata and Birla are the pioneer in setting the philanthropic activities in country. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So Vikas, particularly knowing that you are in the fertilizer industry and that
Yeah.
has a direct impact on the environment.
Absolutely.
So how do you balance that out when you're, looking at it from a CSR perspective?
So the mandated time is very less, so I'm not going to, take lot of activities what my organization is focusing on, but I'm going to take one activity. Why? That's why I have said the Geo or Genedo, because, we are having presence in North India. Our plant is located in Rajasthan. So we are mainly focusing on the crop residue management. The people who are in coming from Delhi or people are living in the especially northern states. So parali stubble burning is a big problem over there. So we have focused in a big way, and we have collaborated with not only with the NGO partner. Incidentally, one of the NGO partner was about to speak on that. So our main focus is on the this crop residue management, where the paddy stubble is being burned in that area. So we are supporting, educating, managing millions of farmers in Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan and some part of Madhya Pradesh where this stubble burning problem is there. So just to, say data is very important. So just to let you know that where we are working, the parali, this stubble burning incidence has reduced by 88% in Punjab and around 94% in Haryana. And almost where we are working in Rajasthan, we have been able to achieve around 96 to 97%. So this is a big achievement, and this is the one of the reason. A lot of other companies are also working. Rishi has wonderfully said that there are possibility of corporate to corporate partnership also. So there are a lot of organizations also working in this space, and because of the impact which has been created by corporates and the NGO, and especially in the sector, along with the government, we have been able to manage, I would say, some relief in that during this season, and especially in Delhi NCR region. So, but we are working in many dimensions. You talk about the water, because water is very, very crucial element for manufacturing of fertilizer, and myself and Rishi both are coming from the fertilizer sector, so we understand that. So almost you can say we are almost water negative organization. So we are water positive organizations. So we are not, we are harvesting water from the river which are, dried up. Then they are the seasonal rivers. So we have created dam over there, and we are taking water from there only. So we are not taking groundwater, we are not throwing water outside, we are recycling all the waters from our plant operations.
Thank you so much, Vikas. Ritika, coming to you, Ashoka Tree, you said, blends grassroots efforts with broader systemic changes to drive sustainability, right? So If you can share some thoughts around that.
There's this wonderful word, collaboration, and that's something that we don't use often enough. So when we talk about grassroots level, what we're talking about is talking to everyone from a parent to a grandmother, to a local government leader, to the central government, to other NGOs. The UN SDGs are quite comprehensive, and everyone in this room today, if we work together, can cover every single SDG we have. What matters is how we collaborate and how we work together. So, for instance, if volunteers from my team can help clean up beaches in Bombay, and volunteers from Neetu's team can help up, educate little children, there's so much we can do just with collaboration.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ritik. Chinu, with Khushia Foundation, you focus on the community. You spoke about how you clean the beaches. How do you that is addressing the immediate needs in some form or the other, but when you have to ensure long-term sustainability, what are your thoughts around that?
So as I spoke earlier, firstly, the CSR should be called as a corporate sustainable responsibility right now, because it is not anymore a social responsibility, where we are also planning about exit strategy, a project which is sustainable. So let's change the word from social to sustainable. Secondly, for me, I would be the happiest person if the day my project gets closed down, Beach Warriors, my project gets closed down, and it can happen only when the beaches are clean. The idea is the door-to-door awareness first, and the second most is recycling. We have to upcycle, recycle in Mumbai. I've started my own personal mini MRF unit, material recovery facility, because since last 7 years, nobody in this society is ready to buy the beach plastic. Reason behind it is, has sand, it has chemical. But I started washing that plastic at my home. I made a project out of it, and within last 2 years, we have made 4 benches out of our own plastic. So that can happen. If at all you have to give your heart, that can definitely happen, and that's the future. So if we talk about Thailand, if we talk about any other Asian countries, those are clean. Those are the major garbage producer of single-use plastic. But still they are the cleaner because they are up in recycling. So we have to also come up, go to mountains. So it is not only about beaches. So पहाड़ों में recycling units चाहिए. जहाँ जहाँ tourist जा रहा है, जहाँ जहाँ इंसान जा रहा है, वहाँ we need recycling units. So that is the ball game and changer for me right now.
Nice, great to hear that. Chirag, you speak of innovation. You have spoken about how your Ennoble Social Innovation is leveraging technology and creative solutions, right? So from a sustainable and desirable challenges, if you can, highlight some of the challenges that you face around when you have to do, talk of innovation, what do you do in your day-to-day things?
So generally, if we look at our society, I think government has, it's been what, I think 10 plus years that we've launched this mission of Clean India, and there's a lot of campaign that has happened, but if you would see on ground, not much has changed. Like people are still throwing stuff out of running trains, people are still throwing stuff out of cars or buses. So I think it's a massive cultural issue in terms of how we look at putting waste where it should be put, or how we look at sometimes environment, or how we look at cleanliness. So I think, and then it is an educational issue, because in education these values should be instilled very early on. Like if you were to go trekking with somebody from, let's say, Europe or UK, you will see them even taking care of small stuff and not throwing anything on the trail. And you would trek on those places wherein you would see Indian trekkers, and then you would see the entire trail, you will see plastic bottles on the side. So it's a massive issue wherein students or our communities are not schools, communities are not sensitizing students early on what is the importance of environment, what is the importance of sustainability, and what really needs to be done, right? And this is where we're working. So what we're doing is that, and there's another critical problem wherein schools are not really delivering on quality education, especially government schools. So what we are doing is that we are bringing in a lot of tech in terms of AI, so that it can help take off a lot of load from teachers, wherein they can plan their curriculum, they can plan a lot of things better, and they can maximize their time on delivering or supporting students in their learning. And we are bringing in a lot of activities around, like I said, sustainability, wherein students are, and when science is being taught or when something is being taught, if they're being taught through a project which involves sustainable ideas inside the project itself, it really helps. So you're bringing in tech, and so what is innovation? Innovation is just solving problems through better ways. That is what innovation is, right? So small innovative ideas being applied to everyday teaching can actually bring about a sustainable change. We're doing a 100-school project close to Pune, wherein we've enrolled 100 schools to do this, and we're looking to kind of scale this forward.
I have a small booklet which I have recently launched, that is Main Hu Superhero, which will go in the all school. So 20 things if a child do, he and she will learn the art of sustainability, and that will be emphasized in the heart and brain forever. So only 20 things a child has to do. So definitely I would love to pitch in and collaborate here now.
Brilliant.
Yeah, great. Neetu, if I may ask you, right, with emerging technologies, with practices in the green tech, since you're so much, passionate around that area, do you think you will be able to give me or help us with a definition of sustainability landscape in the near future?
See, exactly, the creating cool green cities has been very close to my heart, and we have been working on heat generation. So since now exactly heat is more, and the cities are facing urban heat island impacts. So Bombay has been also declared as a good hotspot. So recently we also did a project wherein we provided cool living conditions to the underprivileged. So I think people are not considering the sustainable technologies and the solutions as a mandatory, as an essential. They are taking it as an optional. So this is very important that awareness and adoption is being created. And another is the cost is a myth as of now. So that is very important to clear all these myths. And another thing is sustainability is a lot of research and development is also required surrounding the sustainable solutions. So that is one area wherein a lot of efforts have to be there. This brings a lot of opportunity as well, because a lot of research can be there, a lot of collaboration can be there. So all these things are.
Thank you. I think this will be a question for all of us, and then we'll open it up for the audience. It is in the next 5-10 years, where do we see there are biggest opportunities for social innovation to accelerate sustainable and a desirable effort?
For me, again, the recycling, it's one of the, I would say, the biggest business anyone can do right now. It's a social entrepreneurship project, or if you call, it can be under NGOs also. But again and again, because since last 2 years I've been so much into garbage right now, I want to take up this recycling unit at a next level, and hopefully could be called as a Recycle Man of India.
That's nice to hear.
So in the next 5 to 10 years, I think the rate at which technology is advancing over the next, it has advanced over the past few years. I think it will increase, and we'll have a lot of technology available. I feel school will become a place where students will probably solve for problems of the community, standard 9th, 10th onwards, students would want to, because generally we all like games, and problem solving is very similar to gaming, you know. If you give them the right projects, like the right challenges in the community to solve for, students would love to solve those problems, and it would be a very meaningful use of their energies, their talent, and with the technology coming in, with AI coming in and simplifying so many things, I see a very bright future ahead, and a lot of problems being solved by very curious students in the future.
I think what you said is so true, especially with the advent of AI. And what we need to do is to remember to embrace change, embrace new ideas, ask questions. There's no harm talking to more people about things that they probably know more about. What I see as social innovation is going to be such a community effort. And I think the minute all of us as individuals acknowledge the strength the community has, we will all grow stronger together.
So I have been working into these reflective coatings. So any technology that can reduce the surface temperature of built structure by 25 degrees centigrades, and if it can reduce the indoor temperature by 4 to 8 degrees centigrade, it can exactly reduce the city temperature by 2 to 3 degrees centigrade. But still there's a lot of work that can be done in this technology. So I see that like every surface that is exposed to sun can be cooled down. So that can be a very big like change that can happen to the planet and reduce the global warming. So I see a lot of scope there.
For me, I mean, the most important aspect would be integrating whatever you call it CSR, social responsibility or sustainable responsibility. If you integrate this responsibility with your business, this is going to, you know, push a lot from the board level, and once it is coming from the top leadership level, this is going to be a driver. So if it is aligning with the business strategy, this is going to be a big thing for the community. And one more thing, you have to engage with all the stakeholder, not only, you know, NGO and corporate partnership. You have to engage with the government. Like I said, that crop residue management, one of the program, or you take it the government initiative like education, what Enable is saying, Chirag is saying, like government is also having a fund. You are also having a fund. NGOs also getting a lot of funds from the outside countries also, or philanthropic activity, or money is coming from ultra high rich people also. So they are giving some funds. So you can, you know, put together and you can, you know, make a sustainable thing. You don't have to know, you know, you have to overlap with the government scheme. Like if government is providing something, why you are providing? I think you have to provide the thing which government is not able to provide. So this should be the approach. And if you are doing in, you know, isolation, then this is going to not going to amplify the entire initiative. If you are going to engage with all the stakeholder, like in for crop residue management, that was not a rocket science. Like innovation we are talking about, this that was not a rocket science. Everybody was knowing that this stubble can be used as a fodder, this stubble can be used as a packing material, this stubble can be used for ethanol. Already IOCL has already going to put up a plant in Panipat, because there is already a lot of problems. So government is going to put up ethanol plant, it is already in news. So these things are already there. You have to, you know, aggregate all this thing. So I mean, for CSR or sustainable thing, you don't have to, you know, make out a lot of things. Like we are into Taj. As of now, I was, you know, just wondering that Taj is such a great organization. Tata is a great organization, and we are using, you know, paper napkin entire toilet. Everybody in this room might be having hanky, but nobody is nowadays, you know, using it. So, but we are talking about the sustainability. So these are the very basic things. We have to go to our roots, and we have to find out a lot of things that make the life sustainable. So like you talk about the ocean, so how we are, you know, killing the ocean and marine life, you can see it. I mean, all the people, you know, sitting in this room are very learned people, and they all are knowing what has to be done. Only thing you have to, you know, integrate everything into business. I think we all, fraternity in CSR sustainability, we have to, you know, work closely, and we have to be knitted together. We don't have to work in isolation, like we have to work in this particular space. If we can collaborate, we can make a big impact.
So we spoke from education perspective, we spoke what we want to do in the future for the environment, Any questions from the audience before we can?
So there are two parts to your question. One, I think is a problem of habit, and like people have habits, societies have habits, and communities have habits and societies have habits. So I think as a community we've just not been sensitized enough through our through all the systems that surround us to be more sensitive towards our environment. And solid work is needed there, is what I feel. And like you correctly pointed out, consequence is also a challenge. So if you enforce consequences, there's a vote bank that you'll have to also look at. So it's a very there's a vicious cycle. So you have to. And the solution then is education. So once you sensitize and people become aware that this will actually harm and impact long term, and this will destroy our future, then they will be the ones who will be rallying behind this cause, and that's when the change will happen in the system. So it's very interconnected. Good question.
I just want to add one thing here, what Chirag has said. I mean, just it is coming to my thought. See, a lot of people are working in the space of education. And in last 10 years, I'm only talking about the decade which has passed on. A lot of organization, if you look at the Dasra report or many reports which is there, so most of the organization are spending their money into the education because the impact or maybe outcome you can get very easily, the numbers can be shown. But we were talking about the deeper, penetration, what we have achieved. So if you go to ASA report, again talking about the Pratham's report, the situation is the same after 10 years. So we have to really, look into ourselves also, and we have to discuss at the board level also that really we are making impact, or we are just showing the number that we are, we are doing a lot of good work in the space of education or whatever. So it is everything, we have to shift our mind. So you can see from the various reports also, most of the CSR spend is being done in the states which are already rich. You talk about Maharashtra, Gujarat, maybe Rajasthan and Karnataka. So then the states which are, really looking for the money, it's like Uttarakhand or Northeast, they are not getting. Similarly, there are a lot of space where the marine life and a lot of things, there is money is required, but it is not getting only because, our, as a CSR fraternity, our vision is very, very limited, or maybe, it is not coming from the board level. So we are driving the board, and board is mandating something to, create some sort of number. So we have to really look into it. This entire session is for the thought provocation. So education is really a very, very important tool, but really we have achieved. Please look back to the ASA report, the basic report which everything is on, even the Niti Aayog is also following up. So you look at after 10 years of the, things which has happened in the CSR, you can see it. The question is there, or you are saying?
He's giving us a suggestion.
Suggestion. So just to build on that, I mean, many of the organizations nowadays, again I am emphasizing the same thing, we are हम लोग किसी प्रोग्राम को हम लोग थोप देते हैं कम्युनिटी के ऊपर कि हमको तो ये करना ही करना है, because it is coming from the top.
Okay. I'd like to this. Yes, there is a lot of gap when I see the sustainability forum of IGBC. I see the consultants are talking at a very high level about net zero decarbonization, and if we see the mass people, they are not knowing what exactly the green is. Somebody is putting solar and feels that it is green. Somebody puts only rain harvesting and so mass communication is very important, and media also exactly need to take it over, and for that I'm also organizing one green talks, and in that I'm translating the main complex things to the simpler language, so it should reach to the normal person also.
All right, thank you panelists, and on a lighter note, when Mr. Bhatia mentioned that he needs 5 minutes extra, I read the name of his company and I got a little... If you recall that नाम से खौफ आ गया मुझे, जैसे ही चंबल सुना, so I said 5 minutes ले लो sir. On a lighter note, but nonetheless it was a wonderful panel, and I think the audience also was equally responsive in terms of answering all your questions and also asking questions, relevant ones.
I just want to interrupt. I'm very blessed that Mr. Bhatia is not here. I'm very blessed that I have been also associated with World CSR Congress since the first edition.
The one which Veerappa Moily ji had come.
Sorry.
Veerappa Moily ji had come, the same one.
Yeah. So Mr. I'm really very, very thankful to Mr. Bhatia and his team that again he has invited me after a very long time. Thank you very much.
So doyens like you and legends like you in the fraternity obviously add value, and you have new faces coming in, and they add a lot of thoughts for you guys to ponder upon on what has happened so far and what's the future in front. Sudipta, I request you to present mementos to your fellow panelists, please.